3 minutes and 59 seconds to go here in this OVC Championship first round battle between a couple of Tennessee-rooted rivals. UT Martin and Tennessee Tech tied at 62. There's your game summary with Terrence Ginyard scoring all 15 of his points in the second half. The Skyhawks have owned the paint, and it's been back and forth with 5 ties and 9 lead changes. Here we go. Terrence Ginyard with the ball in his hands. First team, all OVC. To Cortijo from the corner. Salarite the offensive rebound for the #1 team in the conference in offensive boards. Salarite gets it back and buries a 3 from the corner.
You know, he hasn't had a great offensive game, but he's just made a lot of great plays. That offensive rebound is a huge play. And, of course, that three-point shot, that's why you have a player of his caliber out here on the court. And he's bringing that D1 experience here down the stretch.
Now the Golden Eagles turn with Jalen Johnson, their first team, all OVC'er. Agbunawe with those 4 fouls, 0 and yellow on the right side of your screen. Johnson, his 3, was it partially blocked? No, and it's going to be UT Martin ball.
Here off the penetration, that we had just missed the offensive rebound, but Tennessee Tech was not able to get matched up, and Vlad is feeling it and letting the people know about it.
3 guys that collapsed inside. He was left all alone in that corner. And now a huge possession here for the Skyhawks. 3 is their largest lead. They can expand it right here. Ginyard to Salarite. He takes a peek at the shot clock, goes to work, blocked inside. Ajiboye all over it for the Golden Eagles.
Defense.
Ajiboye inside. Spins on Salarite, reverses again, and it didn't go down. And now UT Martin will take a little bit of time here. Up by 3, approaching 2 minutes. Jeremy Shulman at the top of your screen, directing traffic. First-year head coach for UT Martin. They know close games. Nobody in the country has played more of them. Salarite has to get a shot up. He does, but it's an air ball, and it's a shot clock violation. That's a big stand for Tennessee Tech.
Big defensive stop right there.
And now they'll sub in Rodney Johnson Jr., who's close to a double-double. He comes back in. Jawan Nichols back in as well. Agbunawe with those 4 fouls checks out, along with Ajiboye. John Pelfrey setting it up. His team down 3. Inside of 2 minutes. Salarite picks up Johnson. Leighton on the wing. Tie game at 65.
Big basket right there.
Kyle Leighton ties it up. One of the reliable guys for Tennessee Tech. Salarite out to Ginyard. There's the answer for the Skyhawks. Ginyard's got 18, all in the second half, and the Skyhawks have the lead right back.
Again, another great look and great pass by Salarite. He was getting the ball in the post. Here we have the 3 by Leighton to tie it up. Letting the people know about the 3-point shot to tie it up at 65. But UT Martin was not to be denied and came down and hit their own 3 to put us up. Here it is. Salarite getting the double team, kicking it out, finding the guy. The first team all-conference player, Ginyard, right there, putting them up 68-65 with 1:14 to go.
These 2 teams, #1 and #2 in the conference in made threes per game. On average, they would combine for 18. They've combined for 24 made threes in this game. And with 74 seconds left, There's your reset. 2 timeouts for both teams. 2 fouls to give for both teams. Possession arrow favors UT Martin. It's Tennessee Tech basketball down by 3. Jeremy Shulman looking on. His team knows nail biters. 13 one-possession or overtime games this year for the Skyhawks. They've been on the short end of most of them. Right now, they've got the 3-point advantage. What do you want to see on this possession for Tennessee Tech, Marcus?
I'm putting the ball in my best player's hands. Jalen Johnson is the first-team all-conference player for a reason. Either try to score or draw 2, but I want the ball in his hands.
He's looking for a lane. Keeps the dribble. Now Nichols. Look at the ball movement. Slatton's had a big night. Johnson from the corner. Missed it. The putback for Johnson Jr. goes. 1-point game. And a foul. Slatton and Layton converged on Trinka. And the foul is on Grant Slatton. Remember, they had 2 fouls to give, so 1 more would put UT Martin to the bonus.
It's their second, team 5th.
Big offensive rebound there by Johnson.
Yeah, he's had a great game. Rodney Johnson Jr. There he is getting a breather. But he's got 9 points and 9 boards now. 45 seconds to go. Cortijo brings it up for UT Martin. A 1-point lead. You got about a 20-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Fresh dribble for Cortijo. Goes right inside to Salaridze. To the corner. Bukmirovic missed the 3. Ginyard the offensive rebound. And now there's almost no difference between the clocks. And there's a foul that will send UT Martin to the line. Slatton with his 3rd.
I think they have 1 more.
You're right, that's number 6. 1 more to give. So it's sideline out of bounds for Hopkins.
Here you have to go for the steal, and as you're going for the steal, if you see you're not getting the steal, you foul immediately.
And Cortijo comes out for UT Martin. He's not a great free throw shooter. And now Jeremy Shulman wants to huddle up everybody. 17.9 to go. The shot clock is off. So UT Martin leads by 1. And Tennessee Tech 1 foul away from the bonus. As we go under official review, Salaridze is over in the corner trying to get a little treatment on his left hand, it looks like. And he's been banged up late in the year in multiple ways. Now Trinka is going to sub back in. There's a cat and mouse game going on right now with the lineups because UT Martin is expecting a foul. They've got Zuzic, Salaridze, Bukmirovic, Ginyard, and Trinka.
Bukmirovic is only a 56% free throw shooter. So I would assume Tennessee Tech is going to, and that's why he's coming out the game.
Yep. There's Trinka. So Trinka, Hopkins was over there, but Hopkins is staying in. They're going to take Bukmirovic out. Get it into Zuzic. He's fouled right away. He's a 73% free throw shooter. And Zuzic is 2 for 2 at the line tonight. So he'll go to the stripe for the front end of a 1-and-1 with 17.2 left. Even if he makes a couple here, it's still going to be a 1-possession game. John Pelfrey's subbing for offense here in a moment, so he's going to take Ajiboye out and bring Nichols back in. Matija Zuzic, one of the many Skyhawks who played last year for Jeremy Shulman at Eastern Florida State College and followed him to UT Martin. At the line for the front end of the 1-and-1.
Tennessee Tech has to box out right now. Too many times teams start thinking about what they're going to do on offense and give up offensive rebound.
Zuzic hits it. His 8th point of the game. This will earn him one more free throw. And now timeout. Timeout taken by John Pelfrey. So Tennessee Tech will have one timeout remaining after this one. And he wants a full. So 17.2 with Martin up a pair on Tech. It's been the Terrence Ginyard show in the second half, Marcus. 18 points in the game all since halftime.
Yeah, he's really turned it up. Right after halftime, he came out with those big buckets. It just really became much more aggressive, attacking the rim. And when he does that, it makes his team better because he's their best one-on-one player. So by him being able to do that, it turned the momentum around, and that's why they're up 2 right now.
And he's been playing through an injury late in the season here. Didn't play in their regular season finale. Again, just what's on the line for these teams in March. Everything, especially in a conference like this where you typically only see the tournament champ go to the NCAA tournament. Guys realize that it's now or never, and just about everybody's playing through something right now at this stage in March.
Yep, at this stage of the season, everybody has bumps and bruises. I mean, you're sore, you're tired, you twisted your ankle, it's not 100%, but at the end of the day, you put in time since May. This isn't just a season thing. These teams get together in May, they do summer conditioning, they train all year. You develop this camaraderie and this love for your teammates, especially the seniors, knowing that this could be their last game. And this is why players play injured, and this is why you're seeing the type of effort right now as both teams are doing all they can to win this game.
The winner gets Little Rock tomorrow. The loser will see their season come to an end. First game of the OVC men's basketball tournament going down to the wire. John Pelfrey looking on for Tennessee Tech. One more for Zuzic. And Matija Zuzic gets them both. So it's a 3-point game. Bukmirovic will come in. Zuzic will come out. How are you approaching this now if you're John Pelfrey and the Eagles with 17.2?
Personally, I would like to try to go get a quick 2. If I can get Slatton open, if they're going to double, and I can get Slatton open for 3, but there's no other really great 3-point shooters out there. So I would try to go get a quick 2, score with 10 seconds or around 10 seconds, which it doesn't look like that's what they're going to do.
Jalen Johnson trying to get downhill. Lost it. It's out of bounds, and it's Skyhawks ball. Jalen Johnson lost it out of bounds, trying to get what looked like that quick 2, and it's UT Martin ball.
Tough play right there.
Trying to get around Hopkins and turn the corner. And it was definitely last touched by Johnson.
Eerily similar to their last game on February 20th. The refs coming over to tell us a little something here.
All right, so they're double checking both out of bounds on Johnson and the time. So an official review here with 9.5. As it stands right now, it's UT Martin ball trying to make it a 2-possession game. Here's another look. I don't see anything that would indicate it was off Hopkins. Off the foot right there of Jalen Johnson. First team all OVC are trying to make something happen and coughed it up. Hopkins knew it right away. So they're reviewing it and the time while both teams huddle up. And if you're UT Martin, now you've got all kinds of opportunity to try to get the ball to exactly the free throw shooter that you want. We're going to bring Zuzic back in and Bukmirovic out. So Jeremy Shulman on it, try to set up some good free throw options.
I mean, this game isn't over. You can foul. Of course, they could miss the front end of the one-on-one. You're still only down 3. But even if they make 2, you can come down, get a quick bucket. We've seen crazier things. I mean, this is March. That's why it's called March Madness.
Skyhawks on your right, Golden Eagles on your left. A nail biter to start Champ Week. And we're going to get the confirmation of the call here. All right, so they're going to go from 9.5 to 9.7. And indeed, it's UT Martin basketball. So it was off Jalen Johnson as we suspected. Hopkins will look to get it in. Skyhawks have Zuzic, Salaridze, Ginyard, and Trinka on the floor as free throw options. Hopkins into Zuzic, and he's immediately fouled by Grant Slatton. And they'll walk to the other end for a 1-and-1. 8th team foul on Tennessee Tech, 4th one on Slatton. I check it, it's his 5th, he's done. That's 4 fouls in the second half on Grant Slatton, 5 for the game. So they'll bring Nichols back in. And that's a big three-point weapon that the Eagles now don't have if they get a shot here.
I'm surprised they didn't put Sales in as another three-point shooter to come in, but.
So Zuzic goes right back to the line. He's 4 for 4 at the stripe in the game. It's a 1-and-1 with 9.3. Trying to make it a 2-possession game for UT Martin. And he missed it. A chance for the Golden Eagles. They call a timeout, and that's their last one. The Golden Eagles are still alive with 8.6. John Pelfrey will try to draw something up. Now, if you're the Skyhawks, how are you approaching this, whether or not to foul?
I don't like fouling. I like trusting my defense right here. But I do know that they do need to go for 3 right at this point. I think earlier on, you could have tried to go for 2. At this point, you know they're going for 3. Some coaches decide, hey, I'm going to foul and make sure they only get to 2. But I think they're going to let their defense play it out and trust their defense.
The other part of this is they've got 2 fouls to give.
Yep.
So they at least could try to disrupt the Golden Eagles. Got to be careful not to foul when somebody's in the act of shooting,
exactly.
But you've got 2 fouls to give if you're UT Martin to try to whittle away the 8.6. And again, we just saw Grant Slatton foul out. He's had a huge night for Tennessee Tech. He's one of their great three-point shooters. Now there's Matthew Sells, to your point, Marcus, a 44% three-point shooter is checking in for Tennessee Tech. There's Slatton, who fouled out.
You know, you got to be careful. Like you said, they only have 14 fouls, so surely they could foul twice and take some time off. But a lot of these Europeans are crafty, man. You reach in to foul, and they see it coming, and they go up in the act of shooting, and now all of a sudden they're going to the line for 3. So you got to be careful with that as well.
Golden Eagles have to go length of the floor. Jalen Johnson across midcourt. He put up a shot. He got fouled. Was it in the act of shooting? It looks like no is the answer to that question. And John Pelfrey thought that was a foul in the act of shooting.
I thought it was close.
Oh, was that ever close? That was very close. Johnson was about on the logo. Take a look.
Oh, wow.
So 4.4. UT Martin has 1 more foul to give. Jalen Johnson, his team down 3. Gets it into Sells from the corner. Short on it. Rebounded by Ginyard. And the Skyhawks have survived. UT Martin is moving on. A team that played more nail-biters than anybody in all of Division I basketball and lost most of them has won a nail-biter to extend their season. And for Tennessee Tech, it's heartbreak in Evansville.
The thrill of,
wow.
The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. You see the joy from UT Martin, and you see the tears over here from Jalen Johnson, the guys who put so much into the season. But this is March. This is March, and there's a finality to it for some, but then there's excitement for the Skyhawk fans moving on.
UT Martin survives Tennessee Tech. And it'll be the Skyhawks against Little Rock tomorrow night in the quarterfinals, 8 against 4. What a game for UT Martin and Tennessee Tech. You had the 5 versus the 8, but win-loss-wise, separated by only 1. That's how tight this conference was this year. John Pelfrey talked to us, Marcus, about how dangerous he knew the Skyhawks were, how talented they are, and a team that barely led in the first half ended up outscoring Tennessee Tech by 10 in the second half to win 70-67. And Jeremy Schulman, the head coach of the UT Martin Skyhawks, joining us here. Coach, nobody in all of Division I basketball went through more nail-biters and heartbreak than you guys this year. How did this one become the difference on the positive side?
I just love these guys. I don't know, in this game, the game gives and takes away sometimes. And, we've been on the wrong end on a lot of them this year, a lot. And I'm so proud of our guys for finding a way to execute and getting it done. But, just got to believe. I believe in our guys and found a way tonight.
What got into Terrence Ginyard in that second half?
We talked a little bit at halftime. I love the kid. It's just he's such a talented player. It's just not easy for a young kid getting accolades. And, of course, all OVC just came out yesterday. It probably distracted him a little, and that's okay. He's 21 years old. Yep. I'll tell you what, if I was all OVC as a 21-year-old, I'd probably get distracted too. So he got refocused second half, and he was a dude. He was awesome. He was awesome.
Coach, obviously you were doing a lot of trapping and things like that. How much did you feel like that affected what they were trying to do, not being able to get a rhythm with you sending traps in the post and doing the run and jumps?
Yeah, that's a big part of what we do. We want to be very different, very unique, all the way from having so many internationals to having so many JUCO guys to being so young to the fact that I'm a coach who's never coached a minute of NCAA basketball until this year. So we want to be different. I'm wearing orange shoes, like bright orange shoes. So we want to be different. So that goes into our traps. And there was a couple breakdowns that we do this all year, and we made a few breakdowns, but I thought it disrupted their rhythm. I thought it kind of took them out, especially after how hot they were to start. And, they're an unbelievable team. They're so well coached. I think they had like 14 threes on high percentage tonight. And so for us to withstand that, I'm so proud of our guys for having, again, the resiliency to just keep getting off the mat, and knowing that's a new season here, in the tournament, and just couldn't be more proud of our guys.
Yep. So now, obviously you want to enjoy tonight, but as you're turning the page into tomorrow, what are you thinking about your next game?
So I know Little Rock's extremely good, like extremely good. Yep. They're probably the most talented team in the entire conference. But hey. We played everyone twice already. The first time we played them, we had a 7-point lead with like 1:38 to go, and somehow came out down 1 at the end of the game. So we played them before. They're well coached. They've got great size. They're very, very different than the Tech team that we just played because they're just monstrously sized, but don't have all the small guards that Tech had. But we'll get prepared. They got a great team, and we'll just we'll give it our best shot. Yep.
A thriller tonight. Jeremy, congrats on the win, and good luck tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Love you, family.
All right. Jeremy Schulman and the UT Martin Skyhawks are moving on as they hold on and beat Tennessee Tech tonight 70-67 in first round action. For Marcus Wilson, our producer Adam Coppinger, and our entire crew, Jeff M. saying so long from the Ford Center in Evansville. This has been a presentation of ESPN.